Hi everyone, my name is Julie and I'm going to try to teach you how to not be a shitty person. Coronavirus times, I'm not really wearing any makeup right now because nowhere to go, and I don't feel like I really need to impress anyone at this moment. I just really want to see if anyone has any thoughts on the principles I live by, and hopefully you do, and you can give me some more information and inspiration for the rest of my book that I'm writing. So it's called How Not to Be a Shitty Person, a guide to not being shitty and how to deal with the shitty people around you. We all have those people, or you are one of those people. So I think everyone can benefit from what I have to say. There's nothing in this book that I can say that I've totally mastered. But even though I'm still working on some things, I hope that I can help some people that are reading this, especially some of the younger people, so they don't make the same mistakes I do, or at least are more aware of situations that will come up, and not get yourself in a situation that you're somehow tied to an asshole. So I started out the book with writing 15 principles. I'm going to expand on it. What I really want to do is actually release this book for free. The first part of it, at least. This is more of a guide than a book. But I don't think that people should have to pay to know how to not be shitty. So that's kind of my basic premise here. So if you guys could share what you hear, share this video, and share my book, that would be fabulous, since obviously I'm not planning on paying anyone to help me with it. All right, so I'm going to start with the first principle, which is no lying. You just shouldn't lie. Just don't. Just stop. Because people should accept you for who you are, or if you're lying, you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing in the first place. So you either need to get rid of the person that you have to lie to, or just stop lying. It's that simple. All right, the next one, number 2, say what you mean what you say. Don't say you're going to be somewhere at 7 and then get there at 9. And don't think that you don't owe someone a call if that's going to happen. No one should have to wait around for you, and you shouldn't have to wait for anyone else, especially someone who's not even considerate enough to tell you that they're running late. They don't respect you or your time, and they need to go. Number 3, do opposite of the golden rule. We were always all taught to treat others how we would want to be treated, essentially. But that's not how it works. You need to treat other people how they want to be treated, not how you would want to be treated, because everyone wants to be treated differently. And when you start treating someone how you would want to be treated and then wonder why they feel like you ignored them, or that you weren't as compassionate as you wanted them to be, or maybe you overwhelmed them and were all up their assholes, and now you're getting to be too much because that's what you would have wanted. No, you have to treat people how they want to be treated. Number 4, when people tell you who they are, believe them. How many people have you guys dated that say, oh, I'm kind of messy, or I'm not really looking for a relationship right now, or I'm kind of a player? Believe them. Believe them, believe them, believe them. Just believe them, because they know themselves better than anyone else does. And I mean, they're obviously telling you this. And if it wasn't true, why would anyone lie about something that's bad about themselves? They gave you fair warning, and if you fuck it up and still hang out with them and think you're going to change them, You're not. If they wanted to change on their own, they probably wouldn't have told you that because they had plenty of plans to change for you. But they didn't, so they told you how they were, so you would accept it and they wouldn't be blamed for it. Number 5. Don't believe everything you hear. There are 3 sides to every story. I know everyone's heard this one before. So let's say, well, anything you really say, a lot of things are mixed with opinions. So it's hard to say that there's usually like a fact, and then the truth. No, it's all like jumbled up within why someone did something, or like it was someone else's fault. And then like it's more of like a blame game mixed in with little facts that you aren't really sure. And then some could be lies too. Either way, I think just gather all the facts and make your own opinion. This applies to the news for sure. Everyone has their own agenda. They want to do what they think is right rather than giving us, the American people, or I'm sure other governments have their own situations with it too, but they want to spread their own agenda. So of course they're going to shed bad light on things that they don't think that they believe in, or their boss doesn't believe in. It might not even be them. It might just be their boss or their corporation or whatever it is. So I would say definitely fact check. And if something doesn't make sense, it's probably not true. And it irritates me beyond belief. Media. Sorry, I can't. But anyway. Number 6. Just don't fucking kill anyone. Just don't. It sucks. I'm not really sure that it's really even punishing the person that you're killing. It's really just punishing the person or people that don't have anything to do with it. And you're destroying a bunch of innocent lives doing that. If you need to make a point, I mean, there has to be better ways to make a point, or, get back at someone. But killing them? No. You're getting back at someone's family. That's stupid. And I guess while I'm on that, I'm not releasing my book right away, but my brother was murdered. So I feel like I am able to talk about that and have an opinion on it, just because I've been there. And for anyone else's family members that have been murdered, I'm really, really sorry. It sucks. It's hard to even figure out anything to say about it because everyone, like I said, from the principle before, everyone goes through everything differently. Everyone wants to be responded to differently. But I do write a little bit more about that in my book, which I hope you guys will read at a later date. Okay. Number 7, don't steal either. So I guess I'm on a 10 commandment kick somewhat, even though I'm not super religious, but, people work. Don't not work and steal stuff from people who do work. And also you're like, depending on what you're stealing, you could actually just be actually stealing from your neighbors, your mother, your brother, like your sister, like everyone. Because if you're stealing from companies, or stores, like, that's insurance rates that go up. And when they go up for them, they go up for everyone. It's not just like, stop being selfish and like stealing stuff from other people, thinking that like it doesn't really matter, because it does. It makes an impact on everyone else's insurance rates, especially if you're stealing from the government, saying that, you have a disability, or, you need welfare. But then you go use that money to buy drugs or cigarettes or whatever, which I'm not hating on anyone that smokes. It's just like, hey, you can afford cigarettes. You should probably buy your kids some food too and not have me do it. So that's number 7. Number 8, be nice to your mom. I was that person that like, I actually had to like teach myself by going over to friends' houses because they always went and like did the dishes and like helped their mom do stuff. And I was actually really kind of a brat. And I never really felt like I had to. And she never really like made me. She would ask me to help her with the groceries. But if I was watching a show or something like, before DVR was available, I would just be like, no, like I can't right now. And I do feel really bad about that. If I could go back in time, I would help her with the groceries. And for anyone watching this that thinks that, they don't, or that their mom didn't, get their feelings hurt from that. Like she probably did. And she probably didn't say anything because she didn't want to make your life harder. But she still probably wants someone to make her life a little bit easier. And she took care of you and pushed you out of her vagina. So take her groceries in for her and check in on her and tell her you love her and, whatever she wants. Because she deserves it. Number 9, stand up for what you believe in. I think that there's a lot of people out there that don't want to rock the boats. And they think saying something will actually make things harder on them, which unfortunately, sometimes it really does. Actually, a lot of times it does. But if you don't say anything, how's anything ever going to change? If you don't speak your mind, if you just go with whatever anyone or everyone else is saying, but that's not what you believe in, how many other people are doing that too? And maybe the majority of people really do think the same way that you do, and they're too scared to speak up as well. So, I mean, at the very least, if you know you're right, you can, even if no one listens to you, you can say, told you so at the end. Kind of want a wine break. Hold on. I only have a sip left though. Okay. Where was I? Number 10. Stop caring about people who don't care about you. I mean, I feel like it's obvious, but I think a lot of us are caring people, and we think that if we can just show someone how much we care, that they'll care in return. That's not always the case. I guess maybe ask yourself, would that person care about you as much as you care about them? If you're doing something nice for someone or being there for someone, if you were in that same situation, if you could turn it around, would they do that for you too? If the answer is no, it doesn't mean necessarily don't care about someone, but don't go out of your way or ruin your life or put your life on hold for someone who wouldn't do the same for you. This is kind of along the same lines, but it changed my life. Don't be with someone that doesn't want to be with you. Stop doing that. Like, if someone tells you that they don't want to be with you, don't try to change their minds. Chances are they had their mind made up a while ago. And there's not any changing their minds. And if you think that you did, you probably didn't. They probably just were like wussing out and didn't want to make you feel bad. And then the cycle will just keep going on and on and on. You'll be wasting a bunch of time. Just move on and spend the time that your precious time. Spend your precious time on someone that wants to be with you, not someone that told you they didn't want to be with you, or a friend, that doesn't return your phone calls or like only comes to you when they need something because they know you'll be there, but like they don't care about you at all. No, like stop trying to be with someone that doesn't want you in their life and that doesn't value you as a part of their life. There's way more things you can do with your time to better the world, to better yourself, and to better the relationships you already have, or to find new relationships, and to waste time on someone that literally told you they don't want to be with you, whether it was through actions or words. It doesn't matter. Okay, number 12. Eat good food. I love food. I made a lot of my friends while eating food. There's a lot of different places you can go. I would definitely suggest eating at bars that have like that cool like U shape, and then you can like look across. If you sit on like the end side, then you can see the people like coming in and eye them up, scope them out, see everything that's going on. But even if you don't meet anyone, you ate good food. Use all the reviews, Yelp reviews, you can see all the menus online. We didn't have that when I was younger, but look at the menus, see what the specials are. If you're feeling frisky, ask the chef to make a surprise for you. Say whatever you want, whatever you think is going to be your best dish, and you never know what you'll end up finding out. What you might have been missing for years that you didn't try before. Okay, number 13. Don't live in the past and stop blaming people for your past misfortunes. This one's hard for me. I want to blame people when it was their responsibility to follow through or to help me follow through. And deep down, do I really think it's their fault? Yeah. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter whose fault it is if something doesn't get done. You just gotta get your stuff done, and you have to go around people who try to block you from getting that done. And ultimately, even though they might take the blame, which they probably won't because they suck, but you're going to go down with them, and you just got to find a way for that not to happen, whether you need to distance yourself from that person, ask for a new manager, or just do everything yourself, constantly follow up, the other thing I wanted to add to this one, as far as don't live in the past, is, there's a lot of people out there that have had really bad childhoods. I had a pretty good childhood, so I can't really complain, but there are a lot of people that had, molestations, or their parents were on drugs. I don't even want to list them all because it's really kind of depressing about it. But once people get past a certain age, that really can't be an excuse anymore, especially because they know how much those actions hurt them. I'm not really sure why some people think that it's okay just because it happened to them that they can treat others the same way and make them feel just as shitty as they do. It doesn't make any sense to me, but it happens all the time. Oh, I have a bad temper because my dad had a bad temper. Well, hello, did you like your dad's bad temper? Probably not. So why don't you maybe work on it and try to change it instead of blaming things in your past on your current behavior, especially because you're obviously aware of it. And if you're aware, you can change if you want to. Of course, it's easier to blame someone else. You can just keep on going on being an asshole. But if you really cared and you wanted to change, you're aware of it and you could. It might take some help, it might take some time, but at no point should you be, 50 something years old and still blaming your mother because, she went on a lot of dates and brought guys back to the house all the time. And now you don't trust women. No, you had plenty of time to understand that was wrong and learn how not to do it. And you shouldn't be blaming another person for your behavior. And also, you shouldn't be taking that out on anyone else in your current life. Alrighty, next one. 14. Be jealous in a good way. I never really dated anyone that was jealous. I think it's because I feel like maybe I could tell if someone was a jealous type and I just had zero attraction. I've always had different friends, guy friends, or went out with friends. I mean, not that I go out a ton, actually, I don't. But anyone that I would want to talk to, I mean, I've never had anyone look through my phone or be crazy, but I've heard a lot of stories about it and I don't really care to be involved in it. And I don't think that people should be jealous like that in relationships if you don't trust the person you're with, and you probably shouldn't be with them. But then there's another side to being jealous as well. If you're jealous of someone because they have a job that you want, or they have more money than you, or, I mean, I don't know, whatever you want. They have a Chanel bag. Who knows? Instead of hating on them, why not ask them how they did it? So then you can learn how to do it too. They might have made a lot of sacrifices for that. Who knows? Maybe the girl that has the Chanel bag that you want, that you hate because she has something that you want, really saved up all of her money and didn't go on trips, or didn't, maybe she canceled her cable. I mean, I doubt it, but you never know what people do for something that they really, really want. So, it's not that, sometimes people really work for what they have, and, people, the guy that has a lot of money, he might have gotten divorced because he couldn't pay enough attention to his wife because he was working all the time to get this huge house and perfect lawn and, picket fence, whatever it may be. You just never know. But you shouldn't be mean or hate someone because they have something that you want. Befriend them, figure out how they did it, and do it too, and do it better. Okay, 15. Travel. This is another chapter actually in my book, and I really could write a whole book on this. I did a study abroad program in Italy. It was awesome. I learned so much. I had so much good food. There's so many different memories, but not only have I been to Italy, but I've also been to Australia, New Zealand, of course, Mexico. I mean, I'll go back to Mexico whenever, that, all inclusive, drinks, food, everything included. And you can eat and drink whenever, wherever you want. People just bring it to you. It's the best type of vacation of all time. But there's a lot of different reasons that you should travel. And I think one of the major ones is just to see how other people live. Not only so you can learn from them and maybe do the same things as they do, but you can also see what you wouldn't want to do. And it might make you appreciate what you have a lot more. So anyway, those are the 15 that I've started with. I plan on doing a lot more principles. Hopefully, you guys liked it and you got something out of it. I definitely go in a lot more depth and I tell a lot of funny stories and personal stories in my book. So I hope you guys stay tuned, and hopefully I can somehow find a link. I've never done a YouTube video before. I don't know how it works, but I'm guessing I can maybe put a link in somewhere, and you guys can see the, I don't even want to call it a book, the guide. And I hope it goes viral. I hope everyone really likes it. And if I can even just make one person's life better, or teach someone something to make someone else's life better, it can just be an ongoing thing. And there's no use in me sitting at home during this furlough not helping other people. So I hope you take this time to pass the video on and see what you can do to help someone else that might need one of these principles in their life.